NEVs are being recalled at a faster rate than traditional automobiles for safety issues. Hi, welcome to the video, and today our topic is how NIO and Chinese EV stocks are under pressure. Now here in the States, we like to focus on ourselves, so even when we talk about NIO, it's usually in the context of when should I buy, how will I make more money, which Chinese EV stocks are going to be the next Tesla. But just thinking about it from this perspective, you might miss the bigger picture and actually some key insights, and that's how China is actually the one leading the EV revolution. Now, of course, Tesla is the industry leader, but China has wholeheartedly embraced Tesla. And a lot of the FUD coming out of China is actually from the rival vehicle manufacturers. And in this Barron's article, we actually highlight some issues that I didn't know about, because being in the States, even though we can read as much news as we can, we are not on the ground level of actually what's happening overseas in China. Let's look at some quick stats. US is this little green block right here. In 2020, USA sold 328,000 battery electric vehicles and plug-in hybrid electric vehicles. And a big chunk of this in the US are plug-in electric hybrids. How much did China sell? They sold 1,337,000 electric vehicles. That is more than 4 times more than what US sold. And the rate at which they're growing, this is only going to increase, because unlike America, where we have democracy and almost this fetishization of personal choice, China doesn't really work that way. China is one government, one party, and they have a lot of power. So when the Communist Party, when their government decides we are going to convert to electric, it's not really a choice. They are going to do it. China as a country understands that pollution, global warming is a big issue. In Beijing, it's actually unsafe to breathe the air. So that's why they are pushing so hard for electric vehicles. But let's dive into this article, in which we'll go over some issues that these companies are actually dealing with. The article says, American depository receipts of Chinese electric vehicle makers NIO, Li Auto, and XPeng are under more pressure after an editorial in a Chinese news outlet called out some problems with the local EV industry. Now remember when I noted how China government has a lot of control over their people and what's said, the same thing applies to even editorials. If you make an editorial that isn't approved by the government, you could get in a lot of trouble. So if this news outlet is releasing an editorial that's being widely read, that means the government is okay with this, and they're essentially calling out their own companies. Back to the article, NIO ADRs are down about 0.5% in early Monday trading. So basically all of these stocks are down, and S&P 500 is also down. So this is a Xinhua editorial that talked about hidden worries in China's new energy vehicle, or NEV sector. The article goes on to say NEVs are being recalled at a faster rate than traditional automobiles for safety issues, and vehicle range claimed is rarely achieved in practice. In summary, there are a lot of issues with these new companies and all of the stats that they are proposing. I think it's obvious that all of these companies want to make a lot of money. They are also feeling a lot of pressure from the government to deliver a record number of vehicles, but they are also competing with one another. So they are incentivized to push out cars at a greater number with better stats to get that Chinese market. And a lot of what they're touting in their advertisement simply just isn't being reached. So here is the Xinhua article, which I translated directly with Google Translate, and some things might not make a lot of sense, but I'll try my best to decipher the key points. The article says, a few days ago, the State Administration of Market Supervision announced the car recall plan of a batch of auto companies. Among the more than 40,000 vehicles recalled due to safety standards, more than 33,000 are pure electric new energy vehicles. They have a 2035 long-term goal outline. New energy vehicles are listed as one of the strategic emerging industries that are to build a new pillar for their industrial system. A reporter found that in the current new energy automobile industry, problems such as product indicators are still dumping customers, and companies have hundreds of billions in market values before selling a car. This part, I'm not sure what it means, but this second part is very obvious. They are just warning investors that a lot of these companies are being way overvalued before they even sell a car, and this is becoming a lot more prominent. And the issues include a lot of false propaganda, and this might be hurting the future development of the industry. The production of new energy vehicles was 317,000, a year-on-year increase of 395.3%. At the end of the year 2020, the number of new energy vehicles in the country has reached 4.92 million, an increase of 29.2% over the previous year and trend of rapid growth. Product performance indicators are exaggerated. Recently, they have a specific example. A Shenzhen owner who bought a Volkswagen Mogotan GTE model told reporters that the manufacturers declared 56 kilometers pure electric cruising range, but found out that even if the vehicle is powered off after being fully charged, the pure electric cruising range displayed on the dashboard is only about 44 kilometers. The article also says prior to this, there was a well-known car company that was accused of falsely promoting its battery technology breakthrough, which attracted a lot of criticism. There are also companies playing word games, packaging common technologies in some industries into much more exotic sounding technologies to deceive customers. There's this fear that we have this huge market and all this excitement, but a lot of these companies are only making cars on paper. An example of this is Evergrande, which has reached 500 billion Hong Kong dollars, which is about 64 billion USD dollars, making it the second largest car company in Hong Kong after BYD. However, the company has not yet sold a mass-produced model. According to the 2020 annual results report, 98.79% of Evergrande's revenue comes from beauty and health revenue, but only 12.1% of revenue comes from new energy vehicles. So these are just some examples of what's happening. This isn't just a Chinese problem. Remember this little company called Nikola, which at one point was worth more than Ford Motors, and they also had not sold a single vehicle yet. They also just lied repeatedly, and I don't want to go over that. I made a bunch of videos, which I'll link in the description so you can follow those stories. And regarding range issues, this is also not just a China issue. There has been some really good and thorough research done on range of these car companies. Even Tesla has potentially exaggerated on some of their range claims. At least for now, I believe software updates can eventually extend the ranges, but this is something we have to be very aware of, especially in the EV space where there's this much competition, where there's this much stuff going on. Hopefully in this video, you got a sense of the issues that the Chinese market is facing, and I encourage you to actually go find some Chinese bloggers or some Chinese news sites if you want to learn more about EV, because China is the biggest market for it right now. So whatever's happening in China is going to have ripple effects to us and to the market as a whole. Anyways, that's it for today. If that was helpful, please like and subscribe. What do you think about Chinese EV companies? Which ones are your favorite? Which ones sketch you out? Let me know in the comment section below. This is Green Knight Trading, where Squires become knights. Thank you all so much for watching. I appreciate you, and I'll see you soon.